The Sharks are coming off a humiliating defeat against the FCS Judicials. This week, we've got our rivals, the FIU Panthers, and next year, we will join them in the CUSA. Later in this episode, you're also going to see us take on the Miami Hurricanes and the Florida State Seminoles, and I kind of expect those games to not go well as we're going to open up on defense today as we kick this one away. Typically, returns in this game aren't very good, and it looks like we did a good job getting down there and making that tackle. So hopefully, Keontae Jenkins can have another week like what he had last week. He wasn't particularly great, taking 7 sacks and throwing 2 picks. They're going to open up, though, with an RPO that's going to go right in front of our linebacker and get a first down. On second down, they go to the read option, and this time Jenkins has all sorts of spaces. That's going to turn into a 20-yard run, but the ball pops out, and we have nobody there to get on it, and they just recover it at, like, the 32-yard line. So it's still on our defense to make a play. A Saturday busts through, and he can't make the play. It still forces a throwaway, though. That's pretty good. On second down, back to the ground game, and again, all sorts of space. Thompson hits him. We were hoping to maybe cause a fumble there, but that's a 21-yard gain as they go back to the ground, and we miss another tackle, and that'll allow them to spin out of there and pick up 3 yards. Second down here, they're going to throw a screen underneath. We have people there, and there is a flag on this play. Hopefully it's on the offense, and that's what they're going to call. It's holding. That'll back him up, and as you can see, Jenkins has been pretty good this year. 5 touchdowns, 2 picks. His completion percentage could use some work, but on second down, he's not going to get that ball away. That's a huge sack. Javondre May gets in there and takes him down. It's going to be 3rd down and 23 for the Panthers. So basically, all we got to do is protect the end zone, and they won't get this first down as they do pick up a pretty good chunk, but that's just going to set them up for a 31-yard field goal that is up and good. The Panthers will take an early 3-0 lead in this one, but you know what? After how this drive started, we will absolutely take that. Now it's up to our offense to be able to answer. You know, we're expecting LeVar Dodge to have a good day, along with Tajani Gardner, as he's going to open up on the ground spin and only pick up 4, but that was a nice move right there. However, it's already 3rd down and 6 here. We got to get this through the air. So we have a lot of time in the pocket, actually, but he ends up just checking it down underneath. And unfortunately, we're going to have to already punt the ball back to the Panthers. And they go back to the ground, and that's a nice tackle. Jimmy Berry's there to get him down. That'll force a 2nd and long here. Again, Jenkins looking to pass, checks it down. We have a guy there. We get him down. CC McKenzie makes the tackle, but it's 3rd down and 3 now. Jenkins gets on the move. He throws it, and that's going to fall incomplete in front of Berry. Our offense is going to take back over and have a chance as we go to Eric Harris on the ground, and that's going to be an okay pickup of 5. You can't argue with that. However, it's 3rd down, and we're going to get an RPO completed out there to Zira Smith Jr. for the first down. So we go back to the ground game. That's a solid little cut, but again, we're not finding a ton of space. We just need to continue to lean into it, and we try here and end up losing basically all the yardage we gained back. So it's going to be 3rd down and 9. Use some motion here. Gardner is just going to go underneath, and we have a completion there for the first down. That's a big play. That's what we're looking for. 2nd and 10 here. Gardner's on the move. He's going to chuck it up. Terrible decision. And we come down with that. Are you serious? What a catch by Zira Smith Jr. That's a huge play and a big first down inside of the 10-yard line. On 1st and goal, we're going to run and get stuffed there. There's just nothing we can do. That'll bring up 2nd and goal, and we're bottled up again. Probably shouldn't have run there looking back on that. But on 3rd and goal, we're forced into a passing situation. Gardner gets on the move. He has the edge, and Gardner's going to go in for the touchdown. The Sharks are going to take the lead in this one, and that is something we have not experienced much in this series. Honestly, I don't think we've really experienced it at all. Now let's see if our defense can answer. Jenkins again finds some space, and we can't get him to the ground. That's a nice pickup. 2nd and 10 here. Jenkins underneath. We have a guy there. That's Jimmy Berry making the tackle. Perfect. 3rd and 8 now. Let's get the stop D. Saturday's going to apply some pressure, and we get it from the backside as well. That's going to force a throwaway and get our offense the ball back as we go to Eric Harris, and he is stuffed up on 2nd down. That forces us into a 3rd and 12 as we go to the play action game, and Gardner's fast enough to beat him. He's just going to run that off of the boot and pick up a big play there. Get the first down. He's already over 30 yards rushing in this game as we go to an RPO, and Zira Smith was pretty bottled up there. We didn't have a ton of space, but we're going to go to the ground game. 2nd and 8. Nice cut. Eric Harris fights ahead. That makes it 3rd and short, and we should be able to run this with Harris, and he has a gap up the middle. That's going to be a first down. We're actually looking pretty good on the ground today. We have 50 yards rushing, 56 yards passing at the end of the first quarter. We have not looked this good at all in this series. We're going to open up the second quarter on the ground, and Urich Harris is going to find a ton of space, picking up 9, but it's 3rd and 1. We need that yard, and he gets blown up in the backfield. Harris didn't really have anywhere to go, but we are going to settle for 3. Our kick is up, and we hit it. That's going to make this a 10-3 ball game. We still have a 7-point advantage here in the second quarter. Never would have expected that. Let's see if our defense can keep holding strong, and that's another great tackle by Jimmy Berry, forcing a 2nd and 11 as Keontae Jenkins pulls that, and we get over there to make that tackle with Quan Harvey, our top corner. That'll force 3rd down and 2, and they convert it. We hit the wrong gap on the blitz and gave up a seam for the first down. Keaton Thompson was over there to make the play, our starting free safety. But here on first down, they're going to hit us with play action and find a guy in the flats for a solid pickup. Barry again makes that tackle. But 2nd and 3, again, we leave the guy open there in the flats, and we miss the tackle with Quan Harvey. That's going to give up an easy first down to about 10 extra yards. So 2nd and 10 here. Jenkins is on the move. We got pressure in there. He barely gets it away, and Antoine Keys is going to catch that. That's an interception and another turnover for your Sharks. Indian River is on fire today. What a start for our defense in this one. I wish we would have played this good against the Judicials. Our offense needs to cash it in here, though. It's 2nd down and 7. We're going to go back to Urich Harris. He makes a sharp cut, and he won't quite get the first down, but that was a great run right there. As you can see, Harris is a little beat up, so we are going to have to pull him out of the game for a little bit and let him get healthy. But on 3rd and inches, we go to the screen game, and that's LeVar Dodge getting the first down, keeping this drive marching. Hopefully that allows us to open this game up to a 2-score advantage as we're on the move with Gardner. He checks it down underneath. That's a nice spin move from Dillard Norris, and he's going to get a huge first down there. I've got to be honest, I did not expect this out of him. He has been really great for us so far this season. As Gardner gets on the move, he's going to check it down underneath again. That's Dillard Norris getting a first down, picking up like 12 or 13 yards there. 2nd and 10 here, play action. We go to our tight end, and we're not going to quite get the first down, but it's 3rd and 2. That's far more manageable. We're looking to pass with Gardner. He goes underneath. That's LeVar Dodge spinning out of there, getting us the 1st and goal. And we're already over 100 yards passing in this game, as we're going to go to the ground game with Gardner, and he's going to punch it in. The Sharks are going to take a 17-3 lead in this ball game partway through the second quarter. Things are looking up as Jenkins is scrambling in the pocket. He chucks it deep, and we have nobody there. Thompson got burnt from the free safety position. He didn't maintain his deep part of the field, and he allowed that long touchdown. The Panthers basically answer immediately with a score, making this a 17-10 ball game. I don't think we'll be able to answer as quickly, but can we get a drive started here as we go to Galloway on the ground? That's an 8-yard pickup to begin the drive. Back to Galloway, who's in the game, and he cuts to the wrong side, but he still gets the first down. He definitely left a big play on the field by cutting the wrong way, but it's 3rd and 10 now, and we're going to find our tight end for the first down, but there's a flag, and they're going to call holding on our tackle. So unfortunately, that's going to back us up to a 3rd down and 20, putting us basically in an impossible spot. So we just check it down, take the completion to Quaza Dillard Norris, and ultimately just punt the ball back to the Panthers. 2 minutes left before halftime, and we're going to get a sack. We get an initial hit by Lockridge, and he ends up being brought down by Antoine Keys, and that's going to back him up to a 3rd down and 14 just after the 2-minute timeout. Keon Jenkins pulls it on a read option, and CC McKenzie makes the tackle. Now let's see if our offense can extend our lead before halftime. That's a great throw right there, and a big catch by LeVar Dodge across the 50 and down to the 48-yard line. That'll give us a big first down with 1:41 left in the half. Our offense is moving, and we have a chance to extend this lead up further. 2nd down, still passing. We go underneath, and that's Benjamin making the reception, picking up 9. It's going to be 3rd down and 1, though, as we go back to the ground game, and Benjamin's blown up. We should have thrown that on the RPO, but on 4th and 1, we're being aggressive. We're going underneath, and we're finding our tight end for the first down. Time is going to start to become an issue, though, as we're down to 35 seconds left here in the first half. We're going to take off and run with Gardner, and he can't quite get out of bounds. I thought he could, but now we're down to just 9 seconds left in the half. We got to try to get some yards or get this ball away and call a quick timeout, as we are going to find Quinn Gamble for the first first down and set us up in great field goal range. A 30-yard field goal's up and sneaks just inside of the upright right before halftime, and that's going to give us a 20-10 advantage here. And we've actually looked fantastic on offense. Our defense has played pretty well. This really isn't the way we normally play, but I'm really impressed with this team so far, and I think that we've had a great game. Hopefully we can keep it up here in the second half. The good news is we are going to begin the second half with the ball, and Gardner's going to look to pass here. He goes underneath. That's a nice cut by Kwanzaa Dillard Norris, and he will get a first down out of that. That's a big play for us. That gives us some hope here as we're going to move Benjamin in motion and hand him the ball, and he is bottled up, but he throws a stiff arm, and it's only a 4-yard gain. But that was actually a really nice run by him. But it's already third, down and 5. Gardner's going to take a shot, and that pass is broken up. We tried to hit Zira Smith Jr. down the sideline. The Panthers got the ball back, but they're on track to go 3 and out. We just can't get the stop there and give them an easy first down as they're going to look to pass here on 1st and 10 and take a deep shot down the sideline. We got nobody over there. We got burned on the back end. That's a deep touchdown for the Panthers, and that's going to set them up down just 3. And now with the pressures back on our offense to keep performing as we find Kwanzaa Dillard Norris for a few yards there. That'll set us up with pretty good field position here on 2nd and short. Gardner looking to pass, throws a high ball on the curl. Zira Smith Jr. didn't animate for it, and that ends up being a pick. Good play by Blades, but I do think we got a little bit ripped off in this situation. Now the Panthers have great field position, and they go to the ground game one-on-one. Quan Harvey will be able to help get him down along with Benjamin. That'll bring up a 3rd, down and 2 here. Jenkins throws, and that's a high ball. Luckily, this should only result in 3 if they can hit this kick, and it will go through. The Panthers take and tie this game up at 20 quickly here in the second half. Now Tajani Gardner's got to get this ground game going as he tucks and runs, picks up 3. But on 3rd and 1, we go to the ground, and that does not work. Aquan Benjamin was bottled up, and all of a sudden we hand the ball right back to the Panthers with great field position, and they're going to throw an RPO and get a big play out of that and get another first down at about the 24-yard line. Jenkins is going to look to pass, and we had a free blitzer. Benjamin just couldn't get there in time. He got a hit on him, which is nice, but they still get the completion for 7 yards. Again, we're getting pressure with Saturday up the middle, but Jenkins makes the quick read. Thompson makes the tackle, but it's 1st and goal for the Panthers. Jenkins throwing here. He gets that one up and over Jimmy Berry. That was a pretty impressive throw, but it's still 2nd and goal here. Jenkins feeling pressure. Down he goes. That's Steele and Saturday combining to make the play. Steele's only in the game because Gilberto Benjamin's feeling a little beat up as it's going to be 3rd and goal from like the 25-yard line, and Saturday gets in there laying a hit, forcing a 4th and goal. And a field goal from about 45 yards away that's going to go through and give the Panthers the 23-20 advantage here in the 3rd quarter. We still got plenty of time left in this game as we go to Aquan Benjamin, and he's going to find a good amount of space here. 2nd and 9 now. They go back out to Benjamin. This is a screen, though. He sets up his blockers perfectly, and he's going to explode across the 50 down to the 45-yard line. He has a lot of athleticism for our team. He has potential to grow. He's just not really fully ready yet, and we had to bring in 4th-string running back Diego Zimmerman and give him a carry. He got bottled up and didn't really pick up anything there. It's 3rd and 10. Benjamin back in the game here. We're going to throw it underneath with Gardner. He finds Dodge, who fights, and he will get that first down. LeVar Dodge showing why he's our top receiver, even though Kwanzaa Dillard Norris has the best stats as we go back to Dodge on a screen, get him another touch, and he's going to pick up 5. 3rd and 4, though. Gardner feeling some pressure, fading in the pocket, firing. He finds Kwanzaa Dillard Norris, who breaks a tackle and goes down inside of the 3 with a big hit. 1st and goal, though. We're going to pass. We go out there. Aquan Benjamin. They just missed a block on the screen. That's going to make it an easy 2nd and goal. Again, looking to pass with Gardner, and that was nearly picked. He got greedy. Bad read. Now we want to try to make this kick easier. If we can't get in, we go to Tajani Gardner on the ground. He's going to come up short. He goes down at about 2 or 3 yard line, but we decide we're going to go for this anyway. Gardner looking to pass. He finds Dillard Norris for the touchdown. Kwanzaa Dillard Norris has been a fantastic player for us. He's 6'5". He's a younger player that can still grow. He only has normal dev, but I think he might be a good player in the future for us. Now it's up to our defense to hold our lead here as it's 23-27. We run by Jenkins with Saturday. That should have been a sack. They end up picking up 4. 2nd down now. Jenkins again looking to pass. He's going to check it down underneath, get the first down. Jimmy Berry and Antoine Keys are there to combine to make the tackle. They decide to go back to their ground game. They find a gap. That's a good pickup. CC McKenzie makes the play, forcing them into a 3rd and 2 here. They throw a quick little RPO out there to the flats. We weren't ready for it, and we gave them an easy first down as the 3rd quarter's coming to an end here. We have a lead entering the 4th quarter. Our quarterbacks played absolutely fantastic. fantastic today. Now it is completely up to us to make sure that we are able to hold on to this one. But we're going to need our defense to make a stop here as they go on a sweep and get the edge and end up picking up 6. I thought we had him for a TFL there. Jenkins pulls it on a read option on the next play, and look at that play all the way down to about the 20-yard line. They did lose an offensive lineman to injury, so maybe that'll help our cases. On an RPO, they just easily beat Antoine Keys for a big gain. That'll make third down much easier as they go on an RPO. Quan Harvey makes the tackle, and somehow they call that 4th and inches, and the Panthers go for it, and we make a huge play there. That's Gilberto Benjamin busting through and getting the TFL, giving the Sharks back the ball. Second down here, Gardner is going to throw a nice ball that's completed to Zira Smith Jr. That'll make third down much more manageable here. 3rd and 3, we're going to go to Aquan Benjamin on the ground, and you can see we got bottled up. We immediately had to punt it right back after a 3 and out. Now it's 1st and 10, and Jenkins is going to get a big play down the sideline. Lockridge couldn't keep his man locked up, and on the next play, they're going to hand it off, and they have another big play. Lockridge will force him out of bounds, but that's a first down once again. They're going to go to the pistol, hand it off, and this time we hit him with Lockridge, and Benjamin also clears that one up, and that'll force him into a 3rd down and 10. We're going to get some pressure, and down he goes. That's a huge sack right there. Antoine Keys busts through and makes the play, forcing a 4th and 16 field goal attempt that's up and good. But you know what? We have a 1-point advantage in this ball game. It's 27-26 with 6:34 left to play as we're going to get on the move here on 2nd down. And it looks like Gardner is going to get the edge, pick up a good gain there on a nice scramble. That'll force us into a 3rd down and 4. We're going to hand it off with Aquan Benjamin, and he won't quite get there. 4th and inches, though, we're going for this. We got to be aggressive. Gardner goes underneath, and we hold on. Nice catch there by Zira Smith Jr. to get us the first down. Keeping this drive alive, we go back to Diego Zimmerman, who checks into the game again. That's a nice broken tackle to pick up 3. He's not very dynamic, though, as it's 3rd and 7. We're going to have to pass. Gardner on the move, and look at that throw. He rifles that to Zira Smith Jr. That was a beautiful pass there, keeping this drive going. We hand it off. That's Benjamin back in the game, and he's going to pick up 7 on a pretty nice run. 2nd and 3, back to Benjamin, and this is going to be a reverse, and we're actually going to throw it with Kwanzaa Dillard Norris to Zira Smith for a first down. That's a huge time to bust out the trick play. What a big play for us. And on the next play, we're going to go underneath the LeVar Dodge, pick up what we can, making 2nd down easier. We're still going to pass with Gardner. He's going to go to the end zone, and he had his man. He just overthrew him. Luckily, it looks like they're going to hit Blades with the DPI and make this a 1st and goal at basically the 1-yard line. Let's try to punch it in as we go to Benjamin, and he's bottled up. We got almost 4 minutes left in this game, so we do need a touchdown here. On the next play, we're going to go to the screen, and Benjamin's going to get wide open into the end zone. Touchdown, Sharks. We're going to have an 8-point advantage in this ball game. It's 34-26. Now we just got to hold him out of the end zone with 3 minutes left in the game. It's a nice tackle there. We missed the first try, got him down the second time. May just couldn't hold on. That'll force him into a 3rd and 14. Jenkins moving around in the pocket, checks it down. Big hit by Barry. That's going to force the Panthers to punt the ball back to us, and we can close it out with just over 2 minutes left in the game. First down, we didn't go anywhere. They bottle us up. They do call a timeout. On 2nd down, we're going to pass and try to force them into stopping us as we find Kwanzaa Dillard Norris. It's not as big of a gain as you would hope. It's 3rd and long still. Panthers are able to use their timeout, forcing us to run another play before the 2-minute warning is that we go underneath and LeVar Dodge is tackled. That sucks. Now what are we going to do on 4th down? I decide we have to be aggressive, and we're going to go for this. We're going to look to pass with Gardner, and he gets hit just as he releases it. That gives the Panthers pretty good field position, but I still think I made the right call as they go out to the flats. Nice job there, Jimmy Barry pushing him out of bounds. 2nd and 7, Jenkins feeling pressure, and Saturday wrecks him. There is a flag. They're going to call holding, but we're going to go ahead and decline this one, make it 3rd down and long, and I think we're in a great spot. Minute 47 left in the game. Jenkins, another flag, finds an open receiver. We break that pass up, and they do call holding. We're going to go ahead, decline this, and make it 4th down. I think it's the right decision. Jenkins, everything on the line here, moving in the pocket, stepping up, and down he goes. That's Jamari Logan making the sack, giving your Sharks their first taste of victory as long as they can get this clock down, as Gardner's going to run, get a big first down, go down with the ball, and this right here will wrap it up. The Sharks are just going to take a knee, and it's over, folks. Your Sharks finally get their first win of the season. I thought it would come last week against FCS, but This week, we're finally able to do it, and we take down our rival FIU Panthers. Tajani Gardner played a beautiful game today. It was an absolute masterclass. He did everything I wanted him to do on the road, and I think if we play like this, we're going to be able to win some more games down the stretch, especially once we get past these tough matchups. Our offense was awesome with 436 yards total. We had a bunch of yards on the ground, a bunch through the air. We just did everything right. We didn't turn the ball over, really. We had one, but whatever. It ended up evening out. And Gardner, I mean, he hit 70% of his passes nearly. I'm very happy with what ended up happening today. We still couldn't really get our running backs going, but Tajani Gardner made up for it with 70 yards on 10 carries and 2 touchdowns. Through the air, Kwanzaa Dillard-Norris was fantastic, along with LeVar Dodge. And we had a great day from Zero Smith Jr. as well. We ended up getting in the end zone with Galloway, our backup running back, through the air. On defense, Antoine Keys played lights out. So did Jimmy Berry. Our safety, Kieran Thompson, had a good day, along with Marquise Winger. I mean, I really can't complain with what our defense did. It wasn't perfect, but when we needed plays, we made them. Keontae Steele stepped in, had 4 TFLs in his limited playing time, with Gilberto Benjamin missing some time due to injury in this one. We had a sack and a half from Harrison Saturday. Keontae Steele added a sack, along with Logan and Javondre May. Antoine Keys also added a sack. We had a pick from Antoine Keys. I mean, he had a fantastic day in this one. He really was very impressive overall. The biggest problem is the next weeks are not going to be very easy, as our coach gets up to level 4 and Antoine Keys wins your FBS Independent Player of the Week for defense. Now let's go ahead and spend that upgrade. I think underneath Motivator, we want to get to corners probably and upgrade them. I thought about doing linebackers, but it makes more sense to hit the DBs first. Taking a look at recruiting, Keenan Mills, things are looking great for, along with Randy Scruggs. Amizi's, things are still going well. Galdonado, nobody going after him either. Nagy, nobody there. We're feeling really good so far. We don't have a ton of people that are really competing against us for our guys. We're actually able to pull away. Now, we do have Courtney with a little bit of interest, but I'm not too worried about him just because he is our third quarterback option and things are going so great outside of him. We're feeling really good. I will say, though, next up's Florida State, and they have a significant advantage over us. I don't think this game's going to go well. Let's go ahead and jump on in. We are going to end up watching the presentation, though, at the beginning of this. It's our first time here at Doak Campbell Stadium. I want to see what it all looks like and take it all in, because in the future we're going to dominate these guys. I don't care if we end up playing in the SEC or the ACC. These are going to be our rivals, and we plan on taking them down yearly. I got to give them credit, though. This pregame ritual is pretty cool. We are going to be playing in the rain tonight, which is common in Dynasty mode. Hopefully that's fixed here in this update that just came out. I am already through Season 1. I'm not going to lie to you as far as gameplay goes, so we won't see them changes until year 2, as we're going to boot it away to Florida State and open up on defense. I think that we have a good shot at maybe keeping this game close early, and then after that, I think they're going to be able to open the floodgates on us. I'm just hoping it's not embarrassing. I don't think that we really match up well with this team at all. They're just significantly better than us as they open up on the ground, and look at that change of direction from their running back. I mean, Webster made us look silly and got a big first down there to begin the day. We're going to see some motion out of Florida State here. It looks like they are going to run the ball, and actually it's a play action, looking to be a shot from Castellanos, and he misses on the move. That'll bring up 2nd and 10. I wonder how much the rain made an effect on that play as they go on a screen and find a decent pickup. Luckily, he spun the wrong way and got right back into our guys, but it's 3rd and 4. We need a tackle, and we stuff him. Great play from our middle linebacker, Cole Miller Jr., to get him down and force him to put the ball back to us as we're back on offense here, handing it off, and man, they just bottled us up once again. Harrison Saturday's hurt. We're unfortunately going to have to keep him out of the game for a little bit. He's a star defender for us so far on the interior. Going to the screen game, we're going to find Uric Harris, and he nearly gets a first down there. It's going to be 3rd and inches. Let's just give him the ball and let him convert, and that's exactly what he does. As you can see, we're wearing alternate uniforms today. This is our alternate away shark gray uniforms. They're not quite as gray as I would like them to be, but you can really see it on the helmet as we lose 3 on that screen, forcing us into a 2nd and long. We go underneath, and Kwanzaa Dillard-Norris gets nothing. That's going to force us into a 3rd and 13, and on the road at Doak, this is going to be miserable as we barely get that pass off, and we already are punting the ball back to the Seminoles. Castellanos by himself stepping up, and he's going to take a shot and make a huge throw down to the 45-yard line. Big play, and they get a big first down as they're going to go to their ground game, and we're there to stuff them. Great tackle by Jimmy Berry. That's going to force them into a 2nd and 15. And look at all that space up the middle. That's an easy first down right there. I think Roydell Williams probably could have jogged and still gotten it, as they're going to go to the play action game and take a shot. And Thompson's not able to get over there. That's a touchdown. They beat us in the middle of cover 2. What can you say? It was just a good play call. And the Seminoles have the early 7-0 advantage. It's still going to be up to our offense to score some points, or else this game will get out of control. Gardner checking it down. That's Gamble getting a good pickup right there. That's going to set us up with 2nd and short. We're going to go to Benjamin, who's in the game, and he is bottled up. It's already 3rd down and 3. We can't afford to go 3 and out, and we decide to run a slow developing run play that's actually gonna work. That was a pretty bad decision, honestly, looking back at it. But we're gonna go to the RPO and hit Zira Smith Jr., and he's gonna pick up 9, basically 10, setting up 2nd and inches. We go to Benjamin, and look at that quick shed. Luckily, we're able to get around him and get the first down. That's where Benjamin has a little bit more acceleration, and it shows as Gardner's gonna throw, and he throws a pick. There's a flag. All we can hope for is DPI. As we get him down, we're just waiting to see what they call. They show an offensive lineman, which tells me it's holding, and the floodgates just might open up on us early here. As the Seminoles have a chance to pull away, they hand it off to Roydell Williams, and we get him down after picking up just 1. 2nd and 9, RPO, good. We're going to hit him, get him down, force a 3rd down. If we get a stop here holding the 3, we might just stand a chance, but Castellanos says, nah, it's not going to be that easy. He finds his man setting up 1st down and goal. They go to an RPO, and look at that, man. We're able to bottle him up, but they're down to about the 2. Williams back in the game. They're going to pull it with Castellanos, and he walks in untouched. Touchdown, Seminoles. We're down 14 right now. Gardner's going to throw, trying to get us out of this hole, and he finds Kwanzaa Dillard Norris for a big play to begin the drive. That'll get us out to about the 35-yard line. 1st and 10 here. Lines stay on the field, which hopefully they fixed, as we find Quinn Gamble for a solid 5-yard pickup to begin the drive. We're going to go to the ground game, pull it with Tajani Gardner, which he was so good at last week. He picks up almost the 1st down, so 3rd and inches. We're going to pass. We go out to the flats, and that's just a bad play, man. Things were mistimed there, but we decide to go for it. We're already feeling the pressure. We go underneath, and Errol Brick Jr. makes the play, gets the 1st down across the 50 to the 45-yard line. Back to the read option, and we're going to hand it off to Benjamin, who picks up a couple yards. But that was a really nice run, as the 1st quarter is going to come to an end. This game's not close, but if we can answer here, we'll keep this one interesting. We've actually been decent. We're definitely not as good as them. They have been better than us, but we've done a good job controlling the clock and getting solid yards. As we go to Benjamin again on the ground, he's going to get the edge and get another 1st down for the Sharks. We're going to need a touchdown on this drive if we want to keep this ball game close at all, as we're going to use some motion, and we're going to throw the screen, and that play just simply didn't work. Smith Jr. had nowhere to go, so it's going to be 3rd down and 13. We're going to send Harris in motion, and we're going to go play action off of him, and we throw a pick. That was just a terrible decision right there. He got hit. We would have been better off taking the sack. The good news is the Seminoles didn't get any points, and we got a chance to keep our next drive alive, but we nearly throw a pick. We fit it in there, but it's going to be 4th down and 5. The game's basically on the line here, because we're going to go for it, and we go out to our tight end, and Gamble can't get the 1st down. That's going to turn the ball over to the Seminoles, and they're quickly in scoring position as Castellanos goes to the end zone. Touchdown, Seminoles. They're up 21-0, and now with 1:17 left in the half, they're going to kick a long field goal to make it 24-0 as they head into halftime. This game really isn't close. We kind of kept it close early, and we had a chance, but now that it's kind of getting stretched out, we're just going to speed up the rest of this one, get through it, and kind of show you how it finished out here. As you can see, the Seminoles are doing much better than us on a per-play basis, as it's 4th and 1 here early in the 3rd quarter. We're going to convert, get a big play, nice juke down inside of the 50-yard line, but we end up having to punt it back to the Seminoles, and they're going to answer with a long field goal on the next drive and extend their lead up to 27-0. That will bring you to the end of the 3rd quarter, and as you can see, we're behind them, but we're actually pretty close to them here as we enter the 4th quarter. Like, we've done okay on offense, and our defense has done good. We just can't keep them out of the end zone, as we are going to get to Castellanos and get a sack. That's Javondre May getting him down. Nice play by one of our young defenders, but ultimately it won't really matter unless our offense gets it going, as we're looking to pass here. That one's just lobbed up and picked off. Zira Smith Jr. didn't really go after the ball, and ultimately it was just an ugly play. It was a bad throw, bad read. And again, the Seminoles are going to be able to answer off of it and add another field goal and give themselves the 30-0 advantage here. With 3:40 left in this game, it looks like they're about to score again as they check it down to Roydell Williams. and we miss him completely, and he's going to walk into the end zone. This game's a complete blowout, which is why we sped it up and how I'm going to handle most blowouts on either side of the aisle here. Ultimately, the Seminoles will tack on another score and make it 44-0. It's in the rain. I can only imagine how bad they would have beat us if it wasn't raining, because we did a decent job containing this offense. And, you know, that is your final in this ball game. I mean, I'm really not happy with how this game played out, but I got to give our team credit. We did okay. Like, we held them down quite a bit. We just had some bad turnovers. We only gave up 337 yards of offense, and we got beat 44-0. You know, I'm not super angry about it. 3 turnovers were the main issue in this game, or else I think it could have been closer. And we got a little bit too aggressive, I think, early in this game, and we didn't trust our defense enough. And I think if we would have trusted our defense, this game might have finished up a little bit differently. We gave them short fields, which allowed for points to get built on early here in the first half. I think we could have gone into halftime with a much closer score if I'd have trusted our defense and just punted a few times. But 3 picks really didn't help Tajani Gardner. We had Yao-Man Lee come in and throw a couple passes for us. He's a guy that we're looking forward to for the future. I'm just scared he's going to transfer away. We didn't really do anything special through the air. Kwanzaa Dillard Norris led us with 6 receptions. He didn't even get to 60 yards, though, in this ball game. Defensively, we did rack up some pretty good stats, but like I said, I'm pretty impressed with how they played. They held their own against a really good team, at least compared to the type of team that we are. Like, I'm not going to say they're going to win a title, but I mean, they're significantly better than us. Thompson had 3 TFLs in this game. We actually had quite a few TFLs overall. Miller Jr. and May each got a sack. Of course, we didn't get any interceptions. It's just not something that we do. We did get a pass deflection, though, from CC McKenzie in this ball game, and, you know, it's over. We got another one that I expect to go pretty ugly as well coming up next. But let's look at recruiting. We're doing pretty well for Keenan Mills, the 4-star quarterback we're going after. Same with Randy Scruggs, the 4-star receiver. Tavon Amizi, another 4-star receiver we're looking good for, just like Mateo Galindo. I don't know why, but I keep tripping over his name. We're doing good for Nagy, the 4-star edge. Like I said, overall, it's looking good. USF's putting a little push on Akin Moldulon, but I'm not too worried about that, the tackle we're going after. Right now, I feel pretty good about how recruiting's going for this series. Next up, those Miami Hurricanes. They're even better than the Seminoles, and I'm going to be honest with you, I expect this game to be a complete and utter blowout. We're going to watch the walkout here. It looks like we might actually play in a pretty clear stadium here in Miami. I expected rain, but honestly, it doesn't look like it's raining at this point. I will say, though, as we get through this walkout and we actually start the game, you're going to notice it is actually raining on the field, and I certainly was not expecting that. We're going to get the ball to begin the day on offense, and hopefully we can start fast, but I'm not confident in our abilities, as that was a nice spin move by Aquan Benjamin to pick up a few yards. Quincy Kongbo is going to need a fantastic game plan in order to have any success this week. As you can see, Gardner with his 3 turnovers last week definitely needs to get that cleaned up. We're going to go to the ground game, and that's not a good sign. Uric Harris just got tossed to the ground like a rag doll. 2nd and 14 now. Gardner feeling pressure, gets it away just barely. He ends up only picking up 2, though, so it's already 3rd down and 12. Gardner's got to pass, and we have a guy right in our face immediately. We are not competing at all on the first drive of this game. Carson Beck comes in actually looking really good this year. They're only 2-0, but I expect big things from the Canes, as that's going to be a completion and an easy first down to begin the day. Beck's going to send their back in motion and just complete another pass right in front of CC McKenzie. It's 2nd down and 1. They go to Mark Fletcher on the ground. He's going to spin, make 2 guys miss, 3 guys miss, get a first down, hit the gas, and he's going to be gone for a touchdown. What a play by Mark Fletcher. I mean, how are we going to compete with that? We look completely overmatched in this game, and that's why I decided to just speed it up, because we are completely overmatched. Look at this throw from Carson Beck. He hits that in the back corner of the end zone. I don't know how we fit that in there. That was absolutely beautiful, and the Canes are going to be up 14-0. There's 4 minutes left in the first quarter, and that's going to be another big completion for a huge play all the way down inside of the 20, and we missed the tackle, so it goes for a touchdown. It's 21-0 here with just under or just over 4 minutes left in the ball game. As the first quarter is winding down, they're going to tack on a field goal, make it a 24-0 ball game. They're absolutely dominating us. I mean, you can see here, we're averaging 2.9 yards per play to their 12.3. It's incredible. With 7.5 minutes left here in the second quarter, they're going to hit a field goal to make it 27-0, but there's a flag, and out of frustration, we ran and roughed the kicker. That's going to give them a first down. That's a big mistake, and you're going to see here, we're going to pay for it because Beck is going to drill that one in the corner of the end zone for another Miami touchdown. So instead of a 27-0 lead, it's going to be 31-0. 2.5 minutes left in the second quarter. Beck on the move, checks it down out to the flats, and that's going to be another touchdown. They're getting close to halftime here, and it's already 38-0. We have no business even being on the same field as the Canes. As you can see here, 40 seconds left in the half. Beck, a little bit of play action, checks it down. That's another Canes touchdown. They're going to go into halftime absolutely destroying the Sharks 45-0. Tony Johnson has been great for them. He has 6 catches, 77 yards, 2 scores, but really it was Carson Beck. And to begin the second half, they put their backups in right away, and it won't matter. We couldn't even stop them. They're going to add another touchdown on here. It's 52-0 Miami. We still have 7 minutes left in the third quarter at this point. Now down to 2.5 minutes left in the quarter. They're going to add on another field goal, making it 55-0. Still in the third quarter. It's right at the end. They're going to hand it off, and that little dead leg will result in another touchdown for the Canes. It's 62-0 as we enter the fourth quarter, and we just could not compete. We have 3 yards rushing, 85 yards passing. We've been absolutely awful. Now 9 minutes left here into the fourth quarter. We're actually going to get some pressure and get a sack. That's really our first big play on defense. That's Andrew Woods getting in there and making the play. He's more of a depth player for us, but they continue this drive, and look at this. They're about to punch it in right here and extend their lead up even further as we miss another tackle. This is embarrassing. It's 69-0. We got just about 3 minutes left in the ball game, and we had Matthews in the game here leading a drive, and he's going to end up throwing an interception. This game's over. I mean, it was absolutely horrendous. You know, we only had 2 turnovers, which is amazing considering we lost 69-0. We just weren't good enough. Carson Beck had nearly 300 yards. He hit 96.2% of his passes, had 5 passing touchdowns, and he did all of that before the end of the first half. That's the embarrassing part. They pulled him at halftime, man, and we just couldn't do anything to stop him. They were simply the better team. We couldn't compete in the trenches. We couldn't do anything to slow this offense down. They scored on nearly every possession they had, and they might have scored on every possession. I'm not even 100% sure that they didn't. It was a traumatizing game to play. I'm not going to lie to you, man. It was pretty bad, and I'm glad it's over. You know, year one's going to be rough at points. We're just not good enough to compete with these teams, and that's why I'm excited to get to year 2, where I do think, even though we may not be great, we probably will be better, which will make it easier for us to at least compete and make these games more interesting. I still plan on doing 3 games an episode, but the episodes will likely get longer if they're good games, because instead of just jumping straight to highlights, we're going to actually go in depth and follow the entire game the whole way through. But, you know, that's just not the way it's going to go in year 1, so we're going to work our way through it, and we're going to cut these games down because nobody wants to watch 20 minutes of highlights of me getting completely destroyed. So instead, we condense it down, do it in about 5 minutes, and move on with our life here. As this one's over, we had some decent performances, but honestly, it's not enough for me to even bother talking about them. Taking one final look at recruiting, we're still looking really good for all of our top guys right now as we're scrolling through. We're able to maintain a good lead. Nobody else is going after them. We don't see any major schools competing for the guys we want right now, and that makes me feel really good. The only guy we're having any struggle with is DeAndre Courtney at quarterback, but he's our third option, and I'm fine with us really not having a big focus on him. Either way, to begin the next episode, we're going to take on Kennesaw State, another rival of ours, and they're going to also join us in the CUSA next year. I'm excited to get to it. I want to thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Have a great day, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. I'm out.